there have been stories that Ben Roethlisberger raped a girl.
Two of them.
Two of them. The Giants kicker apparently admitted to beating his wife, like repeatedly. It wasn't just a one-time thing. So do you think that? And then they kind of got off, scot-free. I mean, Big Ben's still playing. The kicker was forced him to retirement. But do you think the punishment is more so like dependent upon complexion, or what do you think in your opinion? It's real spit.
Yeah.
Real spit.
So, and that's a good question. I like to acknowledge the question because it does make you think. But specifically, as far as those situations, you really have to take into account. My granddad told me a long time ago, one of the main reasons he doesn't like football or doesn't enjoy the entertainment of football is because he sees it as a huge racial divide. Primarily because he says if you just really put a panoramic scope over it, you see black players almost killing each other and white executives enjoying it. Keep it a buck. And that's just coming off of the majority of those populations, executives versus players, right? So obviously, if it links up that the majority, exec-wise, sees one of their own in a situation that another, black person is in as far as abuse, it's gonna play out different. It is, and it's not. And I'm not saying in any regard that's right, but I will say, yes, it's the reality. And sometimes I feel like the reality of the reality is that we should stop accepting it. If Big Ben is an issue, if the Giants kicker is an issue, we gotta, hold our own long enough to where you do put a magnifying glass on it. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I have a validated opinion or just because I haven't done too much research on those two occasions. I hate talking about stuff I don't really know about. But all I'm gonna say is that the reality of the situation is gonna play out like that every time. You're gonna see a young black man fall before you see a prime white athlete fall in the same regard. It just is what it is. As far as that organization, I've seen a trend for a long time. There's no reason why those two situations do not equal out to dogfighting. You get what I'm saying? Those are actually human beings, you know what I'm saying? I'm not taking anything away. I love animals, you know what I mean? But you have somebody that in those two situations abuse and consistently abuse somebody else, and in this case, women. So you give Mike Vick, who has a promising career ahead of him, the short end of the stick for you didn't even see the dog fights, for accusations of dog fighting. That's the reality of it. So I think the change now, the shift change that Colin Kaepernick, bless his heart, what he allowed, us as a world to do is start putting a magnifying glass on these situations. But I feel like we got to do just a little bit more to disrupt the reality of what the NFL has become.
So I look at it a lot of different angles, because you have to take it a lot of different angles. So when you look at Big Ben's situation, and then you look at the kick situation, you gotta also look at timing, right? Big Ben's situation happened way before this country was very woman-centric in terms of the issues that we're talking about, right? So at the time, violence against women was kind of still a thing that we kind of hid from. We didn't really want to talk about it. Now you talk about Kareem Hunt situation, it's just like dead smack in the middle of when we're talking about Me Too, we're talking about violence against women. Like this is literally if you're gonna ever do something against women, this ain't the time to do it. So take that into consideration. Now, jumping back out of that, but I'm gonna jump into the racial part of it. The reality is we live in an anti-black society. We always have, and we for the longest we lived thinking that sports was the equalizer of race. When in actuality, it never was. It just we masked did. So when we talk about your grandfather talking about why he doesn't like football, he hit it dead on the head. I played quarterback growing up. Even went to college to play quarterback. And it goes beyond the level of white executives and black players. It even goes down to, if you look at the majority of the coaches, who are they? You get majority of quarterbacks, who are they? So all the decision makers in this sport in particular, we can even go to basketball, even though it's a little bit more mass than basketball. But in football, when you look at the decision makers, who are they? And that's not by a default. That's not by chance. That's intentionally done. Colin Kaepernick's situation, it's unfortunate, but it was bound to happen because he's a black quarterback who's occupying the spot they really want for a white man. So when they had a chance to shut him up, so they thought that's the first thing they was gonna do because they really want whiteness in those decision-making positions, right? So, what was your question though? Before I get too much into that,
is the punishment depending upon race?
Okay, yeah. So when you look at it from both of those different angles, race is always going to play a part in the punishment. No matter what position they play, it's going to always play a part because that's just naturally how this country is built. It's naturally how the sport is built. So, and you talked about Michael Vick. Michael Vick's situation happened, I think, around the same time as Big Ben's two situations. Which of his was not. I don't know if he was convicted or not, so I don't want to get into the legal aspect of it. But his was accusations against other human beings, male or woman. Let's not be down to that. It's another human being. And then Michael Vick's situation was with animals. So you mean to tell me that animals' lives? And like I said, I'm not condoning dog fighting anything. But you mean to tell me that animals' lives are more important than human lives? No, just the difference is the perpetrator looked different. When the perpetrator is white, we handle it different. When the perpetrator is black, we throw the book at him. And that's just, right or wrong in the act of the black perpetrator. That's just how it's going to play out. So you have to be cognizant of that as a black male and avoid these situations as best way as possible. And this is not to make light of what these entities do to black perpetrators or people who are involved or accused of certain things. It's not to minimize what they're doing, but it's also the reality part of it is we also have to be cognizant and not put ourselves in certain situations for this even to affect us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So So, in your opinion, are the people that we see on TV seen as untouchable?
Not now.
Not now.
Like, I think now, along with, and I love it actually, along with the woman empowerment movement, that should have been already a thing anyway. With that, inherently, and you all can, agree or disagree, but inherently it's created another kind of sense of accountability for everybody. And you see in those who are candidates for the Supreme Court being hemmed up for 3 or 4 days in a televised interview, asking witnesses to a certain situation that makes them not credible to fulfill a certain position. And now I see those who are on TV their baggage is no longer just baggage to them. No, your baggage is about to be investigated because I think now, along with the accountability aspect, you're looking at your influence too. You over here, literally influencing everybody that you're either acting in front of, entertaining, playing in front of, anybody. Because whether we want to believe it or not, we live vicariously through, the person who we look up to, the person that is on TV the most. We find ourselves getting mad at this little dude on Power, his son, or we want to give him a whooping after the show. And it's just bro, that man's a whole fictional character. But his influence, literally is driving us to, get mad and have these emotions. So I think they were untouchable at one point to where, and Kevin Spacey did what, 2 seasons of House of Cards, and he had been doing his little dirty stuff for years. You know what I'm saying? But with the transition into people of influence being more accountable, I'm not saying it's all the way there, but they are now slowly but surely becoming more reachable as far as the legal aspect. And then two, us just as people, I think genuinely to some degree, we're starting to become better people for it. We're starting to become better people as far as recognizing rights, recognizing opinions, and recognizing good common language and how to be inclusive. So, they're no longer at this point, I feel, just overall untouchable.
I would agree with that. I think they're overall untouchable. I think you still have players involved, players in the sense of players in this realm influence, not necessarily athletes. But they still are technically untouchable. I haven't been following the Harvey Weinstein case, but that didn't just disappear out of nowhere. It was a big thing, and now we don't hear about it. But we definitely don't have the cops. So
He's still locked up.
yeah, so like I said, and I hate always constantly going to race, but I don't want to necessarily seem like I'm this guy that's just, overly, but the reality is we've never been untouchable. But white men still seem to be untouchable, even though we're calling it out now. But what has really happened, like in terms of Kavanaugh still got in office, Weinstein, like I said, just